Using conduit as a grounding electrode conductor instead of a separate ground conductor can be advantageous because it is cost-effective. Conduit is often already present in an electrical system, so using it can save on the costs of purchasing and installing a separate ground conductor. Conduit use can also save space. In tight spaces, using conduit as a grounding electrode conductor can help save space compared to running a separate ground conductor. Furthermore, conduit is typically easy to install, especially in retrofit situations where it can be difficult to run a separate ground conductor. While the National Electrical Code, or NEC, permits the use of conduit as a grounding electrode conductor, it is important to address concerns about its reliability. One of those concerns is loose connections. Loose connections between conduit sections can compromise the grounding path and create a high resistance connection. To mitigate this, it is essential to ensure that all conduit joints are properly tightened and secured. Corrosion is another concern. Conduit can corrode over time, especially in moist or corrosive environments. Corrosion can damage the conduit and compromise its grounding ability. To prevent corrosion, it is important to use corrosion-resistant conduits and to protect it from moisture. Mechanical damage is another concern. Conduit can be subject to mechanical damage, such as crushing or bending, which could compromise its grounding integrity. It is important to protect the conduit from potential damage and to inspect it regularly for any issues. The NEC requires that equipment grounding be provided by 2 or more grounding paths. Therefore, using conduit as a grounding electrode conductor should be considered a secondary means of grounding, with a separate ground rod or other grounding electrode system serving as the primary means. This redundancy helps ensure a reliable grounding path even if one of the grounding paths fails. In conclusion, while using conduit as a grounding electrode conductor can be a convenient and cost-effective solution, it is crucial to address the potential concerns about reliability. By taking steps to ensure proper installation, prevent corrosion, and protect against mechanical damage, it is possible to mitigate these concerns and utilize conduit effectively as a grounding electrode conductor. It is also important to remember that conduit should be considered a secondary means of grounding, with a separate ground rod or other grounding electrode system serving as the primary means.